Oh, Dermy Joe! We're mathing again. Uh-oh, what's going on here?
Well, you remember the last episode I did this rough drawing. Well, I built the suspension now and I'd like to show it to you.
All right, from that drawing, how on earth did you figure all of this out?
Well, one of the objectives was to make this big tire, 20-inch tire, fit up into this hole, kind of narrow. And the vehicle is going to be going up and down about 5 inches. And I hate the look of that tire on a hot rod that leans in excessively, negative camber. So that's what I had to do. So I mocked it all up on a stand and then started figuring out the lengths of the control arms and that. And then caster and camber has to be a critical part of it too, and I got that down also. I started with this Dodge knuckle here. This is also a Dodge half-ton Ram. The biggest reason was the 5 lug and the giant studs it has, because this thing's going to be heavy. So I mocked this knuckle up and placed it on a stand and then started doing my measurements and stuff. One of the must things that I wanted on this was the airbag strut. RideTech builds this, and what I really like about it, it makes the whole front suspension look really clean, not just a normal bag in here with an external shock mounted on the outside. So it's a nice look.
Did you buy those A-arms? They look so incredibly, I don't know, factory-like,
No,
like off of a race car or something.
Thank you. I built them. Had to. Everything was custom. You can see where I did some final welding on these brackets. Some of them are still tacked in. I'll need to tear the whole suspension down to really get in there where I can weld properly. Control arms are in the way, stuff like that. I had to go with a Borgenson steering box. This is a quick ratio box. Big reason why was because I couldn't put a rack and pinion in there. I just didn't have the room to do it. And it worked out really well. It's real tight, as you can see on the angles of the steering, but they don't bind. It works really well.
Did you change the ratio so that you're not like turning 17 times to go around a corner?
Well, it got me down from 4 turns to 3 turns, which is not huge, but it's definitely worth it. I used a I Did It steering column. This is their 40s style column. This is the shift shaft. There'll be a little arm coming off here for the shift linkage for the transmission. That's a Flaming River U-joint I used in there, and as you can see, it goes through the inner fender real nice and cleanly. Because the steering gearbox is so close to the steering column, I had to run 2 idler arms. There's one here and one over there, and then the pitman arm off the gearbox runs all the way over and is connected to the center link, as you can see right here. So all this is custom built. This is mocked up at ride height right now. It'll go up maybe another 3 inches to bottom out. You can see I don't have a lot of room in here anyway, but this will work really well, I think. I don't know if you noticed or not, but these are louvers that I modified and put in on these stock panels. I used these areas here and it kind of dictated the shape and size of it because I'm afraid the motor is going to create a lot of heat inside that motor compartment, and that's why I wanted to do it. And I still wanted to make them look factory, not a screen or something like that. Louvers is, I believe, what they would have had back then.
So are you going to run this on some sort of a bag controller up inside the cab?
Oh yeah, it'll be completely controllable from the inside.
And you'll be joining a gang?
Of course.
Of course. Actually, it'll work good for you to get in and out of trailers and driveways, right?
Oh yeah, you have to, yeah. And then for the look, when you park it, you want to sit them down, makes them look a little more sinister.
This is not going to be one of those frame draggers, is it?
No. It'll probably still be 2 or 3 inches off the deck when it's all the way down. I just didn't have the real estate to do that, and I didn't really want to.
And of course, you're going to make it so it's nice and low so that your beautiful wife can step up in the passenger seat.
Absolutely. Once I got the suspension all mocked up, I started looking at my tire fitment. That's obviously an issue with the big tires that I'm sticking under here. I was studying the picture that my artist did of this, and he had flared the fenders, and it actually worked out really well, and it inspired me to flare these. So I basically cut them right in the middle of the radius that kicked out and added about 1.25 inches and brought them out, and it still, to me, looks fairly stock, not too modified, but it gives me a lot more room, and it's a kind of a sexy look, I think.
So in the last episode, you were hinting about the fact that you were working on the engine. Something tells me you've made some progress.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see in there, I've robbed a few pieces off of there, and I stripped all the parts off the crate motor that I had because I did need fuel injection system since I'm going to make it look retro. But if you want to come over here, I can show you kind of what I've done on the next step. Keep in mind this is a mock-up engine just for setting up building headers and mounting the engine in its proper spots. As you can see, I built the headers partially. They're just tacked together and sitting in there. I'll have to pull it all apart and weld them up completely and then put them back in and tack those into the flanges and then pull it out again and weld them up. This is the other side, as you can see. One of my objectives was to make them look a little more exotic and squirrely. I didn't want 1, 2, 3, 4 tubes in a row that look kind of boring. So that's what I ended up with right there.
You seem quite satisfied with all the stuff you've been doing. Tell us what's happening in the next episode.
I'll probably show you some more work that I've started to do on the crate motor. I've stripped down a lot of the stuff that I'm not going to use on it, the fuel injection system, exhaust manifolds, because I'm switching over. I don't know if I told you before, I'm going to make it look retro like a small block Chevrolet engine.
Oh, that sounds awesome. All right, what do you want to tell everybody to do?
Subscribe, tell your friends, hit the like button.
Yes, that's exactly right. Another episode of That Was Close with Jeremy Close. This is CG. We out.
Thank you, guys.